CHOPS on the track.
Hey everyone, it's Luann again, and you're watching Strength in Numbers. Today we are chatting with the mastermind behind the Strength in Numbers project, CHOPS. So why don't you go ahead and tell us how you got into the music?
I started off in about third grade playing trombone. From there, I picked up a couple of other different horns and stuff. I was like a band geek. Around 7th or 8th grade, I started to hang around friends that were like into like drum machines and keyboards and pianos and stuff like that. And so I started to pick up a little bit of that too.
And you continued all throughout college?
Yeah, I took some classes in high school and in college and stuff. I did not major in music, although I wanted to. My parents thought it wasn't smart. I majored first in engineering, because that's what a good Asian kid does. And then after spending a couple years in engineering and realizing it wasn't for me and I couldn't hack it, I switched to psychology, and I was all right in that too. I did pretty good in that for a while. Couldn't say that my heart was in it. You know, I really wanted to do music.
And how did you meet the other Mountain Brothers?
Okay, one of them actually went to my high school, Styles. He was into like real political type of rap, like Public Enemy and stuff like that, and he kind of like introduced me to that. Parallel was my brother's roommate in college. We just met like through my brother, and we all went to Penn State. So we got together and we would hang out and watch rap videos. Eventually we'd start making little demos and play them for people and perform and do shows around school.
When did you realize that you could rap?
With the Mountain Brothers, it was the guys that were into rapping more than I was. I was always the guy that made the beats, the construction of music, the making of the records and stuff like that. The recording process. The guys, they like encouraged it. Mountain Brothers was from a Chinese legend called the Water Margin. The Mountain Brothers were some bandits, and they were kind of like Robin Hood, kind of took from the rich, give to the poor kind of thing. We're technically one half Chinese, one half Taiwanese. One of the guys is full Taiwanese, and one of the guys parallel is half-half, and I'm just plain Chinese. We are all born in the U.S. My grandparents were born here. We've been over here forever. Yeah, you know what? It just happened that way. The three of us clicked as far as taste and as far as, working together and stuff. You know, there were several people that I worked with also in addition to the Mountain Brothers, Asian and not, mostly not. But yeah, I mean, we just, we hung out all the time and stuff, so it was easier for us.
Now you're producing music on your own after that?
While we were working on Mountain Brothers, I would work with different groups around Philly, and we kind of just, the guys were always focused on other things as well. Like, the guys are like super smart. One of the guys is a doctor now, and the other one does pharmaceutical research. They're smart enough and they're focused enough to do both. But I just kind of did the music. When we weren't working on the group, they were doing actual important stuff. I worked with other groups around Philly, and then eventually I got opportunities to work with people who were connected to people outside the city and people in different areas. So that's how I started to be able to branch out and work with people like from LA and different regions.
Where did you get the idea of the Strength in Numbers project?
During the time of Mountain Brothers, I really wanted to do a label where all the artists would be Asian American, but like my taste and my definition of people that I thought were really good. We weren't able to find that many at the time, but there was a lot out that I know of now. Back then, the internet was not quite as strong as it is now. We had things like email lists and a website. There was not the networking stuff like, the Facebook and Twitter and all that, to where it was really easy to just connect with somebody. Stuff like Facebook and Twitter led me to finding the artists that are on the project. Like some of them I knew about. Some of them I just learned about like a couple of years ago. One of the sites that I found that I was really into was Channel APA. They would have posts like, here's a new Dumbfounded song. And that site got me into a lot of different people that I didn't even know. There were people like Dumbfounded that I knew about before, like Bamboo and Geo Prometheus Brown, but people that are a little bit on the younger side I might not have known about. I think it was about 3 years ago it started reaching out. There was a couple main people that helped grow the idea, and one, she's on the Mountain Brothers song. She's somebody that I had been in touch with a long time ago over email, and we lost touch. We got back in touch and just talking about who was dope. She's really good friends with Tasha and JK. Early on, Rex Dizzy was like a key person as far as like recommending people. Dumbfounded recommended Connie Lim. Joan Lee hooked up a whole bunch of people, Little Crazed and Erica David. Bamboo hooked up like the entire Bay Area. So I definitely appreciate that. There's so many more people that are dope that are out now. People have more access to things. You just need a laptop pretty much. And you can do most of the same stuff. It's easier to get into now, and I think that allows more people to be active.
Yeah, especially for indie artists, is the objective to also bring a stronger voice to Asian Americans, or is it to kind of hold on to a more independent spirit?
I think it's kind of a combination of both, because there are people that follow my work that's with kind of mainstream artists, Lil Wayne, The Lonely Island, Nicki Minaj, that kind of stuff, Bun B, Chamillionaire. People that know me from that, and the idea is hopefully they'll check for this too. That's part of it, but the other part is the independent spirit that you were talking about is something that we had in Mountain Brothers. We kind of had the thing where we got signed to a major label, but we had it in us to continue no matter what happened with the label. And that's something that I see a lot of artists have today. A major label was not necessarily a good place for every artist to be. And now that there's less major labels, there's less labels, period, there's even less of a chance that you will be on a major label. But the way the industry is changing, and with there's a lot of artists that don't necessarily want that anymore. Through the internet, with YouTube, with connecting with, you can accomplish what a major label artist accomplishes. And a lot of the artists on the project are doing that. One thing that's been good about the Strength in Numbers project, I've gotten to meet people that are doing other things. Like, for instance, films. There's people that have expressed interest in maybe using some of the music from the project in movies. I've gotten the opportunity to hopefully do some scoring for a film that I'm starting. I'm getting back to making tracks for some of the people that I worked with previous to the project. I'm also working on some music of my own. I make a lot of music that's just me, that doesn't necessarily get heard or put out there, except for things like TV and movies and stuff like that. That's a big part of how I make my living, is through licensing of music. Shows like Law and Order, Grey's Anatomy, or stuff, in the background. So some of that is me, as well as working with the people from the project. Part of the way the project is set up, everybody that participates on the project, I'm going to be participating on their project too. So we're getting some of that going too.
And so what's your favorite line from any of your work?
Peter is actually he has a very good memory for lyrics, and for some reason he actually knows a lot of mine.
What about a favorite song?
I like a lot of the stuff on the project.
Good.
The Strength in Numbers album is some of my favorite stuff, and it was the first chance that I've gotten ever to show different sounds within one project. I've gotten the chance to work with different people, kind of do something, one sound for this person with this person, and it sounds this way. I've never really had the chance to show different sides of myself production-wise on one thing. With Mountain Brothers, we had some variety, but we kind of had one style. We did have some variety, but it was within a certain range. And working with, say, for instance, people from the Bay that I've done stuff with, they have a style. Working with people from Houston or Atlanta, they have a style. To do all that in one, and this has been a good opportunity to do that. And it's hard to name one song that you really, really like. It's like having a favorite kid or whatever. Even if you have a favorite kid, you don't want to be like, oh, that's my favorite kid. The Mountain Brothers song that I think holds up pretty good is Paper Chase. It kind of explained our situation and what we were going through at the time pretty well.
Where do you see the project going now?
As far as the Strength in Numbers project, I would like to see the Strength in Numbers project go further than it's gone. It's gotten a good amount of attention so far, and the Kickstarter was successful, and thanks to people like you and Peter and Keith and Phil, and there's a ton of people. And we've had 4 videos now. We have 4 music videos from it now that the one just dropped with JK and Tasha. And I don't necessarily see this as something that I want to pursue for monetary reasons necessarily, but I would like it just to be bigger, or we have 4 videos, I'd like there to be 10. I'm proud of the project. I'm proud of everybody that was part of it and the way that it turned out, and I would like for people to know about it more. I'm still amped about it.
Great. And I see that you're wearing the shirt right now.
Yes.
When can the Kickstarter backers expect their merch?
Yeah, I'm going to be sending some of it out very soon. I'm actually packing a lot of it up tomorrow and taking it to go. There's about 200 packages upstairs right now that are all ready.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for Asian American musicians, artists?
This is a 2-part thing. I discourage doing it because it's hard. Being part of the Strength in Numbers project and learning more about the artists and stuff, I've discovered that the ones that are further along in their career are better known and stuff like that. They put in so much work to get to where they are. And it's very easy to think you just clicked on a video on YouTube, it took you 2 seconds, and it's a video. It looks great and all that stuff, but like you don't know like the time that it took. These are people that either mastered it or got with people that mastered it because they mastered what they do. They mastered rapping or singing, and they got with a director that mastered that. They got with a producer that mastered that. But there's a lot of people now, because it's easier to make a video, a record. Back then, when we were coming up, you kind of had to be serious and be good to make it so far. Now, you can start and you can put your stuff up on YouTube the next day, but it's hard, and you need to put in time and effort, and you need people that are willing to do that with you. And you have to be willing to take lump and like get knocked down, but like keep getting back up, that kind of thing. And because there's more people that are able to do this, there's more competition for the space, whatever the space is. Unless you're particularly creative, different, or good at finding ways of monetizing, it's hard to make money off some of this. Like some of these, like some of these things are, I fortunately, like I said, I have the film and TV stuff, that kind of, like I have music that I do for other people outside of just the project that, fortunately is still going. I pay the bills. If I was just starting out, I don't know that I would do this. But now here's part two of the answer, and that's if you have it in you where like you can't not do it, no matter what, like you kind of have to, there's not another option for you, then it's for you. And no matter what I say, like even if I say don't do it, or even if anybody tells you not to do it, you're going to do it anyway, just because you're that driven, or because when somebody sets up some kind of a roadblock in your situation, or whatever it is, or if you just happen to just have a bad break now and then, it's not going to stop you. You just have it in you, and you have like a need to keep going at it. No amount of anybody telling you not to do it will keep you from doing it. To those people, those are the ones that they make it.
That's a really good answer.
Some people are fortunate to have people that roll with them, or like people that, the idea or the hope behind Strength in Numbers in the first place is that there's different people with different fan bases and different networks of their own. Just if everybody pitches in a little bit, it means something.
And so what is some last word that you want to leave your fans and supporters for the Strength in Numbers project?
I just want to say thanks. If you watch this video, even, like, thanks. Yeah, there's been so many people that supported, people that like passed along links to a song or to the videos. Over the years, I've met a lot of good rappers. There's some really great people. They put up a video, and the video looks good, the rapping's good, the beat's good, post it up, and it gets 100 views. And then there's other people that, because they put in that extra work to network, connect with different people, fortunate enough to link with people that helped, they're able to build up beyond just the couple of friends that they have. And like to be able to have people support for your music, it's a big thing.
Thank you.